Hey, my name is Steve, and in today's video we're going to look at a simple stupid scalping strategy, step-by-step instructions, and how I use this scalping strategy for passing prop firm challenges. So let's have a look at the chart. We are only adding one indicator to the chart, and that is the moving average, and we're using a 200 exponential moving average for this one. I'm using two charts side by side for this trading. The first one on the left, I have the H1 chart, and on the right we have our chart for entry, which I'm using the M1 chart. Let's have a look at the actual strategy itself quickly before we actually start trading. And what I'm looking for is now the direction on both charts needs to be the same. That is the number one rule for starters. So on the left hand side, you can see here we are above the 200 moving average on the 1 hour chart. So on the right hand chart, the 1 minute chart, we need to be above the 200 moving average as well for an entry. And just scrolling back a little bit to check entry points, and here we can actually see we've come back and touched the 200 moving average and created an entry here. After a pullback to the moving average, or even a pullback, it doesn't have to go to the moving average. If we see a change of direction or change of structure, like in this particular case here, we can see here that we're going down and then we've had a change of structure, so we would enter long. Another example is right here. We can see that we had a string of 1 minute candles going short and then a close above, a change of direction, a change of structure. So this would be an entry. And I do like to keep my stop loss tight for scalping. So in this particular case, I'll be looking at maybe something like a 5 pip stop loss and a 10 pip take profit. In this particular case, it actually went up to 20 pips. So we would have actually got 4R if we had have been aiming for that sort of target. And that's not always going to be the case. But in that particular example here, this is what we would have seen. So let's get ready for trading. So for today's example, I'm going to be using Forex simulator software. This way I can simulate a longer period of time instead of trying to board a small amount of trades, for like 3 consecutive days or 5 consecutive days and recording short times. We can do it quickly with the Forex simulator. So in this particular case, we're risking 1% per trade. We're going for a 5 pip stop loss, and I was going to do a 10 pip take profit 2R trade, but I've decided to add 1 extra pip to cover for the cost of commissions. So I've put down the cost in the software of commission as $7 per lot each direction. Oh, sorry, that's a total for the trade, for the buy and the sell. So let's see how we actually go with starting off our trading. So at the moment, we are on a Sunday, so we're not looking to trade just yet. We'll just move forward a little bit on the 1 hour chart until we actually get into the situation where we can actually start our trading. So we can see here we're now on a Monday. And we have had a big move up in the last hour or so. So I think we can actually start trading now, looking at the 1 minute chart for pullbacks and to take long. We did actually miss this particular move here because I was actually moving forward on the 1 hour chart. I didn't actually see this one come up. We actually skipped straight past it. So let's have a look at the next possible setup. Okay, it kind of looks like here's the setup here anyway. So let's place a buy and see what happens. So the software we can actually set to auto pause, and settings are already in, so that's fine. So when it hits the take profit or stop loss, it will automatically pause, and then we can look for our next trade. So it's kind of looking like this one's going to hit our stop loss at the moment, but let's see how it goes. Yeah, so we got stopped out on our first trade. Not a problem. I did a similar test to this one previously, and we actually won 6 consecutive trades. So we actually reached our target quickly. If we were going for a prop firm challenge, we would have actually made 10% in one day, and that's only risking 1%. Let's look for our next setup. Oh, this actually would have been our next setup here. So once we've actually crossed again above the 200 moving average, we would enter a buy again. Let's see how it goes. We've actually lost 2 consecutive trades. Not a problem. I've had running losses of now 5 or more on a trading account, so that is just normal. We're not going to win every trade, but the whole target idea of this one, or the idea of this particular strategy, is to try to make 10% so that we can pass a prop firm challenge. The daily loss limit we'll say is 4%. We can actually say 5% if you like, so 5% per day maximum loss, and overall loss is 10% as well. This looks like another entry point. It looks like on the 1 hour chart we've got a bit of a swing low, and we're starting to move back in the long trend again. So we will look for a buy here. See how this one plays out. It looks good at the moment, but we'll see. Yep, there it is. So we've hit our take profit, and I'm just looking at the closed trades just to see how the extra 1 pip in the take profit has actually worked out to help us regaining our trade profits. So we've got -$100, -98, and our actual win was 214. So it did actually work out a little bit better for us to actually add that extra 1 pip to the take profit. So let's have a look at our next setup. We're almost back to break even again now. Okay, we've had 2 consecutive wins now. We are back in profit. We can see here our equity is 10,179. So let's keep looking now for our next trade. There was a pullback here and a change in direction, but it wasn't very much of a pullback, so I actually didn't trade that one. I probably should have, but let's look for another one. So this is a strong uptrend at the moment. By the looks, we can see that on the 1 hour chart. Heading in the right direction. Let's look for another pullback, see if we can get another trade. So remember, all of this is happening on 1 trading day. So if you wanted to pass a prop firm challenge fast, you could generally, if you follow this strategy, do this in 1 day. So we can see we're still on a Monday, and you can see on the 1 hour chart, all of these trades are on the same day. So you could actually just take 1 whole day and trade this strategy. Okay, going well. We're currently up $600. And we can put this one up if you like, make it easier to check the actual balance. Okay, that one was a loss. It was actually a good setup though, so I'm not complaining. And again, that was another good setup. The good thing is we're only losing 1% when we lose, but we're actually gaining 2% when we win. So. And just to explain this trade, we came down here, we had a double bottom and a change of direction. I did wait for another pullback after the change of direction before entering long, and this one paid out. Drawdown was only about 2.8 pips, and we've got a 5 pip stop loss, so that's why that one actually worked out okay. And we're still only halfway to our target. Another loss. This is actually looking a little bit more like some realistic trading that many of you would probably have. Moment we're hovering around the 200 moving average on the 1 minute chart, so just sort of being a little bit skeptical at the moment. I want to actually see the trend direction change again and to see if we can get above this swing high here, or the apex in this double bottom. Still a little bit skeptical at the moment. Just want to see some positive moves up to see if we get out of this range where we are at the moment on the 1 hour chart. And looking at the 1 minute chart, we can see here that we've got a lot of sideways motion. Let's sort of just watch for a little bit before we actually enter another trade. Okay, this looks something like a move from a news candle. Would have been nice to catch that one, but we didn't. And using this software, if we wanted to move a little bit faster through time. We can see here that it's moving one click at a time, or one candle at a time on the 1 minute chart. Every time I click on next, we can actually just click on the 1 hour chart, and that'll change it to 1 hour movement at a time. Currently just waiting to get a bit more of an uptrend again on the 1 minute chart, and we can see here on the 1 hour chart we have had 2 consecutive green candles, so it looks like it's starting to go our way again. Okay, it's good to have another win after a couple of losses. As you can see here on the 1 hour chart, we are actually coming towards the end of the day, so we're only halfway through to reaching our target at the moment. We're currently up by $547, so we haven't actually made our 10% gain in one day, which is okay, because that is actually a fair bit of an ask to actually make a 10% gain in one day, but it is possible, and using a scalping strategy like this you can do it. So let's move forward to the next day and look for more setups. Okay, we've moved a few hours into the first day and the next day, and the first couple of 1 hour candles are green. So let's go back to the 1 minute chart and see if we can actually see any setups coming. At the moment you can see we're going on a really long downtrend for this entire day, and we have actually reached the end of the day yet now, so no trades at all for this particular day. And moving into the next day and looking for setups again. Not sure if we're going long or short at the moment. We are still above the 200 moving average on the 1 hour chart, so let's look for longs. Okay, there was actually a couple of trade opportunities on this particular move here. We can see here on the left on the 1 hour chart we had a strong move up, which meant we're looking for a long trade, but on the 1 minute chart we had an area here where it was choppy and going sideways, so I decided to wait for a little bit more confirmation. We could have got in a trade at this level and this level, but once I saw two of these moves go up, I decided to take the third one, and we actually reached our profit target after hitting that one. So we've made here $1,083 profit. Let's have a look at the stats. Okay, the number of closed trades, we had 16 trades overall. We can look at the drawdown on each trade here. We can see we had our first two losses, minus 5 pips, and we've had a few more losses here, -5, -5, -5. It looks like we only had 2 consecutive losses, but we had that several times. Looking at the numbers, so we made our 10% profit, which was the main target. It took us 16 trades, a total of 11 profiting trades and 5 losing trades. Profit factor is the important thing here, 3.74%. Now let's have a look at the calculator to see what our win rate is. So we've got 11 winning trades out of 16 in total, and multiply it by 100 to get percentage. So we've got 68.75% win rate, and this actually took us, let's see, 3 trading days, and we had 1 day where we didn't put any trades on at all. So we started on Monday this week and finished on Thursday. So not a bad strategy, and it's one that I've used several times in the past for prop firm challenges and past, and I'm sure you can do the same. That's it for today's video. If you like this kind of content and you'd like to see me testing more strategies, I am open to suggestions. You can drop a comment below if there's a particular strategy you would like me to try, and I will see if it's worthy of passing a prop firm challenge. But hit the like and subscribe and add comments below. Thank you.